whenever you don't know who you are, it's easy for other people to tell you who you are, right? So how do I find out who I am? Well, I've got to say, screw what everybody else wants. Screw the rules of society that tell me I've got to, you know, go to work every single day, get a college degree, and go to work for 40 years, work for my boss, really put in the effort, get a family. Like, dude, just break down those social constructs for a minute and just put them on the back burner and say, what is in here? What do I truly want? What's up, y'all? My name's Tim Ream. You're in the right place. If you're new to the channel, this is where I demystify the mystical in the self-help and the personal development space. I'm going to give to you the practical and applicable tools that I've boiled down over time that I've used to change my life. All right, man, let's go. So we had a topic in a meeting the other day, and actually it was more of like somebody's share. And basically, in the whole process at Alcoholics Anonymous, like, you go and you get honest with yourself, you delve into your own mindset, you dig into the wrongs that other people have done to you, and then you find out your part in them. And then you realize that it's actually a matter, not that they did something, it's something you probably did to them. Anyways, then you go and make amends for them, and you set the scales right. But anyways, one of the guys there said, since he's been going through this process of making amends, it's like his family wants to keep him in the old kind of persona that he was in, you know? Like, oh, we've got a problem child, excuse him. It's almost like a power play. But really, they're confronted with a new person, a new individual, and really they don't know how to handle it. And secondly, we've done so much destruction in our past through this alcoholic and addiction type of thinking that they don't know if this is the time or if it's like all the other times where we said we was going to get sober. So really it's just a trust thing as well too, but there is a dynamic of they do want to keep you the same person because they've learned to thrive on it. And it's also a certainty in their world. You know, they can count on that. They know what to expect. It's, you know, that is part of it, as weird as that sounds. But the thing is, like, conformity is like one of the biggest things that robs us from reaching our potential. Because what's inside of us isn't going to be the same for the next person. And I believe that we get to an addicted type of mindset because we don't truly know who we are as an individual. And as we grow up, we have the world project onto us what they think that we should be doing and basically try to hold us to the standard that they want us to. And it's us trying to hold ourselves to the standard of those around us, and going against what's truly inside of us is what's creating the anxiety, the depression, the disconnect with what's going on. It's like we live in a backwards world. And then, since we feel so crappy, or at least since I felt so crappy about it, I found drugs and alcohol to be the thing that would make me feel all right with being that person, because now I at least feel good on the inside, you know? But you can only sear your conscience for so long. But the thing is, the drugs and alcohol get so destructive that eventually you have to say, dude, like, this has to change. And it's a beautiful thing, man, because whenever I entered the program of AA, they teach you to be honest with yourself. That is the number one thing. And so I'm gonna kind of gear this video towards breaking the mold and how you break the mold. And I'll get around to that point. I'm gonna paint the picture here. But anyways, like, it wasn't until I started getting real with myself, what makes me tick. It wasn't all the things that everybody else did to me, right? It was, what was my part in it? Well, you know, if I, you know, step on somebody's toe really hard and they just reflexively jerk and slap me in the face, like, is the person who slapped me in the face to blame, or is it like, you know, you keep stepping on this guy's toe and then I build a resentment out of that because he slapped me in the face? Like, dude, you got the effect before the cause. Everything's all jumbled up in an addict's world and in their mind. And that being said, like, whenever you go through this process of making amends and getting honest with yourself, you'll start to realize the world is not the way that you always thought it was. your belief systems, the things that you've been thinking about people, how the world operates, who you are as an individual is not true at all. And it will only be whenever you start getting down to the things that make you tick, you know. And this is why rigorous honesty is preached. And I believe honesty is like the #1 key to all self-growth, man. But anyway, because you have to realize the state you are in to begin with, or else you'll never have to fix it. All right. But anyways, like, whenever I start getting honest with myself, it's kind of like this. Like, whenever you don't know who you are, it's easy for other people to tell you who you are, right? So how do I find out who I am? Well, I've got to say, screw what everybody else wants. Screw the rules of society that tell me I've got to, you know, go to work every single day, get a college degree, and go to work for 40 years. Work for my boss, really put in the effort, get a family. Like, dude, just break down those social constructs for a minute and just put them on the back burner and say, what is in here? What do I truly want? And once you actually get down to the bottom of what you want as an individual, and it's something that resonates with you, whenever you start clearing things with your conscience so that your head hits the pillow at night, because that's what it's all about. Like, you having a clear conscience. Anyways, so whenever you start clearing things with your own conscience and the things that resonate with you, and you hold yourself accountable to your emotional state, you will find that you act completely different as an individual than the perception that everybody else has placed on you. And if you do this long enough, dude, you're gonna find out half the stuff that I was engaged in I didn't even truly like. I was doing it to please other people. Like, these are the fine lines and hairs that have to be split and teased apart for you to actually find you as an individual. And I'm telling you, whenever you start getting down to the bottom of you, what resonates with you, who you are as an individual, dude, you're gonna start walking forth with clarity and power. And whenever you present this new person to other people, they're not even gonna recognize you. And then that's where they try to keep you in the same mold as you've always been. And it's partially because they don't know how to respond, like, who is this new individual? But some people, I have found, for me, whenever I didn't know who I was, I had people in my life who wanted the things that I had, and they had to dehumanize me in order to make themselves feel better about taking what I had. And when you don't know who you are, and you have somebody have a relentless assault on your character, calling you somebody that you're not, like, you will conform to that because you don't know who you are at this point. I'm telling you, dude, whenever you come and get real and get honest with yourself and start really stepping into who you are as an individual, that's gonna start freaking some people out, dude. And especially the people who had sinister intentions and were using that as just a way to keep you down in order to make themselves feel better about their lives, dude. And I've had this happen to where it's like I've been sober for multiple years, and there would be like, hey, I know you're doing good now, but you remember that thing that happened in the past? Like, they try to arrest your progress because they know the trajectory and the potential of where you're going is gonna shoot way past theirs. And most of the time, sabotage is an attempt, a lazy attempt, to make themselves feel better and make themselves feel good without putting in the work that you did. Okay? That's typically what it is. I'll try to end it with this last reference, but I always look around and the reference of to break the mold, you got to break the mold in order to, you know, realize your true potential. And if you look at nature, and I like backing things up according to nature, right? And the thing is, like, everything in nature has a seed. A deer, a tree, everything. You can't think of anything that is naturally occurring and say that it doesn't come from a seed. So technically, the seed has everything inside of it that it is supposed to be one day. Everything. A fish doesn't have to ask another fish how to be a fish and how to swim. They just are. They just be. They just do. Right? And if I am ever going to reach my fullest potential, then how can I live underneath everybody else's standard of me and go against what is inside of me and reach my potential? If I'm gonna reach my potential, I've gotta get honest with myself. And honesty, what follows it, if you actually stay rigorously honest, you're gonna break the mold. And it's breaking the mold and walking out what you have inside of you as an individual that's actually gonna lead to the most progress you've ever had, dude. And it is an arduous journey, but it is a necessary journey for you to get down, and not only just to who you are, but just to fulfill any sense of importance and happiness and anything internally, dude, with your eternal state, man. It's probably gonna come with making new friends. You're gonna have to, everybody who did know you doesn't know you anymore. Like, your vibration has changed. You don't get along with everybody the same way, you know? It's lonely for a while, but eventually you step into this world where you start meeting people who are like-minded. And you start attracting new circumstances and events and people and places into your life. So it can be a little bit of a lonely road for a little bit, you know? And you're gonna have to probably do this, shed the skin, you know, several times. You're gonna have to go through those winter seasons where, you know, now I'm continually progressing and I'm not vibing with those same people again. And you'll probably have to trade up 10, 20 times in your life. I don't know. I know I've had to do it several times, but this is just part of becoming who you are and walking out what you believe is inside of you, dude. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please share, like, and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell below. Hit all so you can get all of my stuff that's coming out. Please follow along. Let's fucking go.